This one ties into the last video I did, so anyone that's watched that last video that I posted, I said, in the video, I said, when I have a console in for another repair, and I spot something different, then I usually advise the customer. And this turned up. I'm going to be careful what I show because the customer's information is on the other side. But basically, this turned up, and it says, if anyone can read the writing, it's a woman's writing. You can tell that for sure. I can read it though. Women have always got that curly writing. I don't know what you call it. Yeah, you can tell women's writing. So basically, it says, "Hi there. I hope you're well. I'm good, thank you, Barbara. If you're watching, you mentioned last time that there might be a problem with charging the console after you fixed it. I think you might be right. If you can possibly fix this issue along with the additional Joy-Con issue, the brown Joy-Con, this one I'm assuming, the brown Joy-Con got damaged. That will be great. Thanks so much." In the last video, I basically went over how I handle things when I come across an issue that it's not been brought in for. Let's say, for example, I get water damage and then I find out the HDMI port's damaged. Unless the HDMI port's water damaged, I'll just advise, I'll say, look, your port's damaged, I can do it now before I put it back together, charge you a reduced amount, be done with it and know that it's going to work fine. Or I can just send it back, but on the advice that you're probably going to need it changing. As you can see on the paperwork, I advised her that there was something wrong with it. That there was something wrong with the charging, and she opted not to have it done. So yeah, obviously now it's back for charging, but it's out of warranty anyway. It's been 3 months. Okay, so let's just inspect this then. I'm trying to work out if that's damaged or not. Doesn't look too bad. It's hard to tell, but it doesn't look that bad. It looks okay. We'll have to have a look. We'll have to open it up. Take a nose. We'll have to take a nose. So let me just take a look on the USB ammeter, see what that's doing. Okay, it's not recognising a charger at all. On either side. No charger detected at all. It's not turning the charger on whatsoever. So it's not even lighting up. That's cool. That's the dude. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Money towards the new camera fund. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Really kind. It's a Pokemon limited edition, yeah. Traces are gone. Fuck you. Why would you say such a thing to me? Alright, so yeah, let's take a look and see what we can do about it. Zoom out a little bit so as we don't keep going out of focus. So traces are gone. Traces are not gone. Fuck you, Andrew Henderson. I'm going to knock you out. So USB-C detector's gone. It's not detecting the charger at all. So this is what I mean when I talk about trying to advise the customer that there's potentially going to be an issue. You know, as technicians, it's our job to determine what is wrong with it, but it's also not our job to fix absolutely every issue if the customer doesn't want it fixed, if they don't want to pay for it. And we can't work for free, so it's one of them things where, you know, you can advise them, and then if they choose not to do it, then fine. But if they choose to do it, you can do it at a discounted rate because you've already got the device open. So what I tend to do is I'll advise the customer. I'll basically determine what's wrong with it. I'll find all the problems. I'll fix the initial issue that it's come in for, and then if it's got another problem, I'll call the customer while it's still open in front of me. And that way then I can charge them a little bit less because I haven't got to sit there and go through the disassembly process again. So I can say to them, like, well, okay, I haven't got to disassemble it again because it's already on the bench, it's already disassembled. So I'll charge you, let's say for example, I mean my charger port prices for the Switch is £60. So if I've already got it open, I can say to them, alright then, well, I'm already doing another job, I'll add £30 on for the charger port, and that's a lot better for the customer long term, because obviously, you know, if they get it all done at once, number one, they haven't got to pay postage again, and number two, they haven't got to pay for a full repair price. But now, because it's been sent off and it's come back, and I've got to go through this disassembly process again, I've basically got to charge her full price. I'll probably, because she's a returning customer, I'll probably charge the full price for the port and then see if I can fix the Joy-Con for free, or if I can't fix the Joy-Con, then I'll probably find a board out for her or something for the Joy-Con, even though it's not going to be an official, you know, the Pokemon limited edition ones, because these are limited edition. These are pretty expensive Joy-Cons. So if I can't fix the Joy-Con, then I could always just swap the board, and at least then she's still got some Joy-Cons. You know, I will try and look after my customers as best I can. But I have got another repair in, which just come back under warranty today. Well, it come back last week. Last week I did the week before last I did a PS5, 15 traces. I haven't released a video for it yet, but I did a PS5 15 traces, and basically it come back 2 days later. I only got it back today because it was in London waiting for me to pick it up. But it's come back 2 days later saying that the port's broke. Now, I'm going to do a video on it because the chances are it's because I haven't put enough solder on the ground legs. So I'm going to do another video either over the weekend or at some point next week. I mean, I can't take the console back till next week anyway. So I'm going to do another video next week at some time, and basically it's going to be from the other side of the fence where I am to blame, rather than the one last night where I wasn't to blame. So what did I do to this? I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. I'll find out when I take the board out. But I'm not actually sure what I've done to it. Alrighty then. So what have I done to this then? Let's have a look. It looks like I've changed M92. By the look of that, I've replaced M92 T36 because this didn't have any prior work done to it. So it looks like I've replaced M92 T36 on this. Yes, I have. So I've replaced M92 T36 before. Thank you. I'm going to butcher your name here, mate, but thank you, Hesiu, or Hekiu. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Sorry about butchering your name as well. Learned a lot from your videos. Thanks, mate. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got it. Asta, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Right. So, have I replaced the port before? It looks like it. Hang on. No. That's not my soldering. Has that been done by someone else? That's definitely not my soldering. I'm good, thank you, Taylor. How are you, mate? That's definitely not my soldering. What's happened here? What the? Hang on a minute. Yeah, somehow I don't think that's my job. That's not soldered. It's no wonder he's not recognising a port. Who's done that then? Because I worked on this 3 months ago. What the? Okay, now I'm genuinely confused because I worked on this 3 months ago. That is miles away. Okay, well, someone else has had a go at this. Alright, that's fine. Alright, let's just check the fuse. Fuse is good. Just check all these caps around M92. Why am I getting no beeps? Didn't have a very good contact. I knew I hit a ground point, that's why I was wondering why I got no beep. Alright, well everything around M92 checks out okay. London trying to spot your business. You want to be ashamed of yourself when you're at work like that? Oh no mate, it's terrible. Looks like BQ's been changed. I don't think I've changed BQ. It looks like that's been replaced. Angela, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, mate. Let me see what Angela said, because it doesn't show me for some reason on YouTube. Had a refund on my car insurance, so someone might as well. Oh, nice, mate. Nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Phil was having a bad day when putting his port on. Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah, that's been replaced for sure. Look at that. It's got burn marks. Someone's done some more work on this. So, what I'm wondering here, have I previously done trace repair on this? Has it been somewhere else and has someone tried to do another charge port since? It looks like I've definitely changed M92 T36. But obviously this, if I've done the charge port before, because I can't remember what I've done, but if I've done the charge port before, it obviously would have been charging when it went out, because otherwise it would have come straight back, not 3 months later. And it would have mentioned it on the ticket as well. It would have mentioned, oh, you've changed the charge port, it's not charging. But what I'm wondering is, have I done trace repair on this as someone else attempted to do it and not been able to sit it down properly? Oh no, this hasn't come in under warranty, mate. This isn't warranty. It hasn't come in under warranty. It's coming as a normal job. It's existing customer, but it's coming as a normal job. I'm wondering if it's just someone who. I'm wondering if someone's attempted another repair on this, and that's. And then it's come back to me because they couldn't fix it. Maybe, I don't know. But that's why it's not recognising a charge port. Let's get the port off. So obviously I won't be reusing this port because I don't know what's been done to it. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't have left that port like that because it wouldn't have been charging when it went back to the woman. I don't know if I've... Because it looks like there's damaged traces, so I'm wondering if I've done trace repair on it in the past. No. I can't see traces on there. I'll have a closer look in a second. How is that? How has someone passed that off as a good port? Oh yeah, there is some trace damage. Oh, I've just lobbed the freaking port in there as well. I should have checked underneath it. There is some trace damage there. In fact, there's quite a lot of trace damage there. Someone's had this port off for sure. Yeah, someone's definitely had this port off. Yeah, I've got to charge for this. There's no way I can do this for free. I say for free or even discounted. I can't even do this discounted. It's been ripped up. That's going to have to be cut off. There's flux under there as well. That looks like Amtech flux as well. See how clear that flux is? But that's not my flux for sure. Someone's had this port off definitely. I just don't know how much of this I can save. That's the problem. Ooh, yeah, I don't know how much of this I can save. We are 20% complete on the goal for the new camera. Right, okay, so what I can do with this is if I just cut this trace, because the way these traces are, these are the main VIN rails, the voltage in. So these are the traces that carry 15 volts, hence why they're so thick. Shut up, multimeter. Hence why they're so thick. Same with that one there, you got 2 because obviously you can swap the port around. You can swap the cable around on these. So you've got two of these traces. These both carry the 15 volt rail or the 15 volt input voltage. What I can do with this is if I trim this, because this goes to this massive pad here. So if I trim this trace, because obviously it's been lifted up and stretched. And that's just what happens with them. So if I trim that trace there, break that trace deliberately. I didn't take any course, mate. I didn't take any course. I learnt myself. Just watching YouTube videos and practice. Right, so if I move that out of the way, and then if I push it back down, I should be able to straighten it out enough so as the port, when I drop a new port on, it sits flat. And then I can just bridge across. So when I put the port on, I can just put a little solder bridge just there, just to bridge it. So I'll expose that now before I put the port on, and then flatten it down. Okay, so that one will be solved when I bridge it. So that's that one. The one that's missing on the top row, like I said, I can pop a jumper wire to here when I've put the port on. And then these two I'm going to need some traces doing for, so I'm going to need to run jumper wires for these. So I am going to need to expose these. Bit of isopropyl alcohol. Right, okay, so we need 2 little jumper wires. So tad of flux. That looks like loads of flux, doesn't it? It's really not. It's just zoomed in. Okay, so I'm going to set my soldering iron to 380 because I'm using the FM2032. And then I'm going to grab some Kester. And I'm going to attempt to tin these pads as well. Gently though, because they're all damaged. So I'm going to be super gentle here. That's where the micro pencil comes in though, because we can be really, really gentle and we can get very precise on them pads as well. Now notice I'm using this test point here as a buffer. Save yourself some time. If you're doing a port and you're doing trace repair, give yourself a buffer on the test point. Trust me. Oh, I need some more flux there. Yeah, just give yourself a little bit of a buffer. What I mean by that is somewhere that you can store a little bit of solder while you're working. Because the solder is going to suck back up onto the iron. I don't know why I'm being so careful with these ones, because these ones are fine. Now I need a bit more flux though. You must use a lot of flux. I do, mate, yeah. I guess there's a fair bit. Right, I'm going to give myself a top up on my little buffer. It's just free storage. That's all it is. Free storage, yay! Okay, that will do. Right, so I'm going to tin some of this jumper wire. And again, I'm going to make use of the test point to do it, if I can. That's the problem with the micro pencil, it's difficult to scrape the jumper wire with it. It's fairly tricky. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to clean it with the toothbrush, because that way then I can go with the direction of the damaged pads to stop it from damaging them more. And also because of the traces as well, the ones I've just restored, I want to be able to keep them in place, and the toothbrush will help with that. It'll push them down as I'm going across them. So I'll go top to bottom with the toothbrush. Hey, how's it going, Pack? Pad broken. Yeah, a few pads, mate. Someone's poor attempt at changing a port. Thank you, Asta, for the child sponsorship. I appreciate that, mate. Right, okay. So, they're good. Seem absolutely fine. You don't need the pad to go all the way down for it to make a good contact with the port. Yeah, let's just check real quickly. I want to check for continuity from this here, so this part of the pad here, up to there, not broken. And as you can see, it has actually rejoined. So where I cut that pad, because it was stretched, it has actually rejoined when I've run the soldering line across it. So when I drop the new port on there, we'll have a new contact on there, and then this last trace here needs to go to this pad here. That's where it's meant to go to. But because I can't get to it with a wire, because the wire is underneath the, well, it's just a tiny little pad just there, I probably could get to it, but that's going to make my life a million times more difficult than just running a jumper wire once the port's actually on. So it's going to make my life a million times easier by doing that after the port's been dropped on. So what I shall do now, well, that's too much conformal coating, so I'm going to drop it at the top here. We don't want that much conformal coating. This stuff should last you years if you, well, even for someone doing these repairs every day, doing trace repair every day, this conformal coating should last you years. I know I've had this since I first started working on consoles, this specific tub. I'm just going to drop a tiny bit just over there, and I'm going to put a little bit here just to help with the structure, the structural support of this trace. Just put a tad there. What that's going to do is it's just going to protect it, prevent it from lifting up when I drop a port down on top, but not until I cure it using a UV pen. So if you are epileptic, look away for 30 seconds or so. 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to cure this with a UV pen. Shut up, multimeter. Do. There we go. That should be good. So that should be nice and solid now. Ugh, keep knocking these traces. I mean, they're going to be fine, even though they're loose. It's basically the same as just running a jumper wire anyway. Nope, that didn't cure for some very odd reason. And neither did that one. What is going on with my solder mask? Very, very odd. bit of rapid dry technology. And very weird how it didn't cure. Not sure why. Right, let's just put into context how much of this stuff you actually need. So I've got a little bit on the end of my tweezers there. Let's just put this into context. A little bit on the end of my tweezers. Like, I'm talking the smallest amount. I'm going to put that onto there. Well, not even all of that has gone onto there. Thank you, Carl, for the $6.69, mate. Nice. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Andy, dude, thank you, mate. Thank you for the... What was that, like 25... 20, just over £25? Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that, buddy. You're just trying to make me jump while I'm doing this. Well, thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. Okay. That's more than sufficient. Alright, that should be cured now. The keyword there is should. Oh, I've just left my soldering iron running. Damn it. The tip's fine, just about. Okay. Let's just check this. Are you using hot air? I'm not, because it's only a tiny bit. You shouldn't need to use hot air really for that teeny tiny bit. So I'm just not using hot air for this one. It is faster though, you are right. Okay, that's cured. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's all good. Okay. Right, okay. So I'm going to prep the port and get it ready to actually go onto the switch. So the reason I prep these is because when I run the jumper wires, it's got less chance of making a contact. So if you tin the actual pins as well, it just maximises your chances. Oh damn it! I turned my soldering iron off like a dickhead. That'll do. Right, so I'm heating up from underneath. I could just wick the port away and then do it, but, or rather wick the ground legs, but it'll be fine. I've got my hot air set at 440. That solder's just melted. I'll keep the hot air moving now. And let's add some flux now. That'll make its way under the port, it's fine. And then I'll do it again. Keep the hot air moving. It shouldn't melt the port. And press down. Okay, and that should have settled. Yeah, that looks flat enough to me. Homemade jumpers on a port, it was a mess. Yeah, I've had one recently which I've done 15 traces on. They're a nightmare, to be honest. Alright, so that looks flat enough, but I do need to touch up them pads. Add some more solder to my buffer, and then I should be able to solder each one of these individually, leaving big bridges as I go, of course. Problem is these pads are damaged, so it's more difficult to actually solder them to a point where I'm happy with them. I think that's good. I'm not going to give them the nudge test because the pads are damaged. Alright, it be jumper wire time. So let me just run one jumper wire now that the port's in place. And then we're good. Hold that in place. No, that's not in place. They're not the tweezers that close. Damn it, you mother... You know what? Stuff it. I'm going to use my thicker jumper wire for this one. Right, there we go. So that jumper wire has to go over here. So let's make it as short as we can. Come on, jumper wire, scrapey, scrapey. I've got caps in the way, that's the problem. It's got it. Ah, I just ripped the fucking jumper wire off now. I just pulled the jumper wire off the other side. Damn it. Well, that was a little bit foolish, wasn't it? Yeah, another switch, mate. Not happy with that position. I'm a little bit happier now. There you go. Body and leggy. Yep. Should make some merch with that one, shouldn't I? Okay, let me just clean up and then I'll trim that wire. What console do I do the most? Probably these, mate. Probably Nintendo Switches, I would say. They're fairly finicky and fragile, that's for sure. Make sure that's nice and clean. Use some rapid dry technology. Is it wrong I'm excited you finally got a PS3 with Yellow to Death? I've got one downstairs I need to get to. There's one in the queue, but it's not due for another day or two. I've got to finish the ones that came in before it first. Alright, just get that nice and dry. I'm going to be using some more conformal coating. And trim the wire. There we go. Right, time for a bit more coating. That'll do. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. Thank you, Electro Rep. Thank you, buddy, I appreciate that. That's solid. Nothing going to get shorted out there now. Right. Just make sure that the port didn't get melted. Port actually looks pretty good. It's a little bit melted inside. Let me just make sure it takes a charger. Yeah, it takes a charger, no problem. And it is actually activating the charger now. On both sides. Good. Yeah, the conformal coating really wasn't needed on that back pin, but the way I see it is that's fine to like you could lift that port off and change that port now and it wouldn't go anywhere. Like the jumper wires would stay, which means it'd be able to be fixed by someone else, not just me. Yellow snow can be bad. It sounds like you're speaking from experience there, mate. Alright. We're good. Does it charge? Yes, it does. Does it charge the other way? Yes, it does. Cool. That will do me. Nicely, nicely. I'm going to drop the other two black screws in and put the heatsink on. Now that I know it works. Well, now that I know it's at least charging. So it's charging, it's turning on. We've got volume. Game loads, okay. SD card works. Cool. That's a little bit. See that? It's getting stuck. That Joy-Con rail might need replacing. Apparently it's the left one that's damaged as well. That Joy-Con rail is not right. It is connecting. So is that one. Oh, it's got stick drift. Yeah, I can't fix that now because I've got no replacement Joy-Con analogues. So yeah, this is done then. I can't fix stick drift because I haven't got any replacement analogues. I'll have to overnight some. Right, well, I'm happy that this is done. Shut up, multimeter. So obviously, just to clarify then, this wasn't charging because someone's attempted a charge port repair and failed miserably. So yeah, I will fix. I'll lift that off. You know what? I ain't doing that tonight now. No, I'm not doing that tonight. I'll do it in the morning. This ain't going back out until Monday anyway. Right? Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm putting that back in tomorrow. I ain't doing it tonight. That Joy-Con rail probably does need replacing. In fact, yeah, it is cracked, look. So that is going to need replacing. That is cracked. Right, well that's done anyway, so it's charging, it's docking, it's working. Happy days.